It does seem like Stan Lee's signature is on more things than any other person in history.
And in more pictures. And in more pictures
and
of
in
people.
more movies is his face,
But
which is the next thing I wanted to bring up, is talking about his cameos.
How many left are there? Like, does he? How many?
Oh, that's a good question. I wonder if there's going to be. Does anyone know if Infinity War Part 2 will have a Stan Lee?
They probably got it. I'm sure they got it before.
Stan Lee
it might be the
cameo?
last one. It would kind of be a great one to go out on.
Or was the last one, and when Thanos snapped his fingers,
well,
Stan
he's
Lee
going to be in
evaporated?
Spider-Verse. There's some sort of cameo in Spider-Verse.
Anyway, so what was your favorite Stan Lee cameo?
I don't know. I'd have to look back at like all of the cameos to pick one, because it's like there's so many. It's like I can't
I
remember
only
what they
really
all are.
remember the when he was driving the bus and he said, "What's the matter, kids? You never saw a spaceship before?" I thought that was one of the funniest ones. And then I remember Guardians of the Galaxy, where he was on the moon with the Watchers.
Yeah.
And...
See, I don't know if I like
and
Stan Lee on the moon. You know, I liked it when he's just like hanging out in the scene. I don't know if I want him hanging out like with a Watu and the fucking moon and shit.
In Civil War, it was pretty funny when he's the postman and he comes up and he says, "I've got a package here for a Tony Stank."
Yeah.
Tony Stank
Oh
here.
yeah, Tony Stank was funny.
Yeah, that was a funny one.
That was funny. That was funny. It's funny because it's like I do consider myself more of like I'm more of a Stan Lee. You know, I do I feel like identify with him a little bit, especially in our relationship, T-Bone. Because you're more of the Jack Kirby. You know, you just want to edit. You just want to be at your desk. You want to edit. You don't want to talk to people. You don't want to be in pictures. You just want to do your job. You want to make your story and you want to get it out there. You want to do another one. And what's the next one? And what's the next one? And then I'm like, hey, look at me. Oh, true believers. Oh,
yeah.
You know, and I'm the fucking salesman.
Yeah, that's our relationship.
We totally have a little bit of that vibe going on.
I like that dynamic.
Yeah,
that's why I think that I'm attracted to finding out about other people that have that dynamic.
Yeah.
The Silver Surfer parable storyline.
Oh yeah,
was one of
that was your favorite.
A really good comic, and it was written by Stan Lee, and that was the story that really impressed me. With Mobius art,
did the art.
Yes, and that was.
Let's not forget.
That was a story that really impressed me and made me realize, no, Stan Lee's a true creator.
Yeah.
He could write a good story.
Yeah.
And I think that story alone could make a really good movie if they made a Silver Surfer Galactus movie.
Yeah.
Without the Fantastic Four in it, just those two characters in this Silver Surfer Parable, which was a 1980s series. It was
it was like a two issue.
Yeah, it was only 2 issues.
It's very small.
Short story.
It's very short, but it's really cool, and I liked it too. It's a lot of fun.
So I only discovered this video after he died. It was popping up on Twitter, and it's him interacting with Rob Liefeld and Todd McFarlane, and it's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
So sick. I retweeted it on Twitter. And,
this is a video from that time period, like 1991, I think.
Stan Lee roasting.
We'll try to explain our thinking on how we're coming across and why we're doing Overkill the way it is.
You can think and draw at the same time?
Yeah.
But I have a question I've been wanting to ask you guys. How long does it take these people to get dressed, these kind of characters?
Who says they undress?
I mean, there's something they have to get out quickly to save the world, but it takes them an hour and a half.
This is impractical.
That's right.
Dumb fucks.
That's right. Getting into the costume is like going to the bathroom in comic book. You never show it, but you assume that Superman and Batman and Spider-Man actually do go and urinate every now and then, right?
You're right, but you never do show it, do you?
No.
Show very often.
You never do show it. Wow, he's just like deep cuts, dude. These are like the deepest of cuts.
You draw hands? Are you into hands? Really?
Oh, yeah, I'm the best.
You do hands?
Do you do hands?
Here, wires. But why don't we give them here, wires coming out here, coming down. Up.
They love that
the kids
stuff.
love wiring.
The wires that he'll trip over when he's running.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you draw good wires.
Oh.
You draw good wires.
Does he have a double identity? Is he really a meek accountant in real life?
Who else could he be besides Overkill?
Well, I mean, when he takes off all these clothes, is he a 97-pound
Do you see him taking rough fist? Okay. Okay. His thumb. He would have 3 different cannons that are facing you for the large kapui. So right here, they could be like missile launchers or whatever. But he's going to have those right over here.
You're so Liefeld, Tyson. You're also the Liefeld to my McFarlane.
The reader's crazy. Why does he have more on that side than that side?
No.
For the sake of our unseen viewers, is this really the type of thought process that you guys go through when you create characters?
Except for we have more than 20 minutes.
This is probably longer than you usually do.
He has such no respect for them. Like, he has like 0 respect for them.
I think it's very impressive that in a matter of 20 minutes you guys could come up with something like this. I mean, bad bad as it is, it's still impressive that you were able to do it this quickly.
Well,
Bad as it is, it's impressive you were able to do it this quickly.
Yeah, that's a cool logo. That
Rob,
is really
didn't you
cool.
promise that you would draw and we would do the talking? And when
sorry,
you
I'm
grow
sorry.
up a little more, you know, we'll let you in there with the grown-ups.
God, he hates this shit so much. It's palpable.
Well, when you were creating characters, Stan, what was the process back then? I mean, because Rob and I right now, we do our own writing and our own drawing. We don't collaborate with anybody anymore. So
That's the problem, and I've been meaning to talk to you guys about that. Boy, he is one grim-looking guy.
Oh man, you guys aren't collaborating. That's the problem.
I would say, just looking at
He's
him.
a tank. I mean,
There's no way this
Now,
man
the
can
funniest
move.
thing would be if they say he's dead, and he's the fastest man alive. That and the way you have him, we've got to justify all of this paraphernalia somehow.
okay.
Fucking Stanley roasts.
I don't know that you're really doing my character right. That's all right, I guess, for a bunch
Stan.
of beginners.
Overkill
I
him.
just want you to, we have a minute
Oh,
and a
with
half
the
or so.
foot.
I want to tighten those feet.
Okay.
All right?
Oh, he's like the foot. Oh, the foot. Like, oh, I forgot the foot. Like, oh, you were hoping that. Yeah.
Sign your name
heck
and draw
yeah.
a picture, you know?
It is. I'm gonna step out, okay?
Incidentally, you guys have ruined us. We've decided to give up comics and we're going into showbiz.
This guy has ruined us, and we've decided to give up comics and go into showbiz, and that's exactly what they did. It was really funny. He's just like roasting them so hard. It was really, but like at the same time, it's like they are so fucking stupid. Like the character sucks. Like the character's the worst. Like
You're
yeah.
right. But what's funny is that character's name was Overt Kill, and I remember being a kid reading that character's debut in like Spawn number 5 or 6 or something coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, his name started as Overkill. And then someone
And they ripped his
realized
own
the copy.
character off, and
No,
then-
they realized someone had the copyright to it, so he was like, "Oh, I got to change the name to Overt Kill." So
Like Bad Rock and Bedrock.
yes, Bedrock and Bedrock was the name originally for Rob Liefeld's character, and then Bedrock, the Flintstones people were like, "You can't use that name," and he had to change it to Badrock,
Yeah.
like by issue 4 or something.
Right. I like that he pointed at the foot. Like somebody's gonna finish this foot down here, guys. Anyone? Can you draw hands? Like, oh, what a
Yes.
fucking cut.
He
Can
was
you
insulting-
draw
He
hands?
was
I
in
think
s-
his anger came from because they were having success that didn't have anything to do with him.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what
Oh,
people
yeah.
in those positions get.
Yeah,
That's
you might be
true,
right because
that's
you're
true.
right.
Handle it. Like if anybody else is like successful, like Walt Disney was the same way.
Yeah.
Like if anybody had any margin of success, unless he had his hand in it, he
was like,
couldn't
"Fuck
handle it.
you,"
He would
yeah.
like tear them apart.
Yeah, and then those guys ended up like saying "fuck you" and then starting the Image Revolution and then like really fucking over Marvel. Like it was
Yeah.
pretty awesome though. It's like
Well, maybe there was some kind of animosity within Marvel when the artists started becoming super popular.
well,
I don't
no,
know,
there was
maybe-
animosity. No, there was no animosity of them Marvel making a bunch of money off of them and then not fucking paying them
Yeah.
anything. Like
Yeah.
and then but
But what I'm saying is
McFarlane
Marvel
too
didn't
much of a
respect.
businessman.
Maybe Marvel didn't respect the artists enough, and then they got bitter. It was a bitter circle going
It was
on.
a fucking that old chestnut, a
Yeah.
tale as old as time. You know, like I mean, but that doesn't go on just in Marvel. That's DC. That's a lot of companies. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like they just use people up as much as they can and give them as little as possible in return for their
But
fucking work.
from the artist's point of view, they were like, "We're the ones selling these books. Like we're the one driving up the boom that's happening right
Well,
now."
yeah, and so that's why McFarlane gambled on that and won. He was like, you know
Yeah.
what? People will follow me and my art. Fuck you and your characters. I can make way more money if I own all of this shit. And he was right, and
Well,
he did.
He did not.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
Those were the days. Those were the days. But yeah, he was a fiery, spicy little dude. You know, I have a lot of admiration for. I mean, how spicy and funny and whip smart he was. Though I mean, he was very fucking witty. I aspire to be half as witty as fucking Stan Lee. I mean, that guy was just like really. In the clips that I've watched of him over the years and seeing him in person, it's just like, whoa, that dude is like hilarious, and he will totally burn people like really fast. It's hilarious. Akira the Don, actually, who worked with me on Dune Wave, he made a Meaning Wave, like a Stan Lee Meaning Wave thing, Immortal Stan Lee, a lo-fi hip-hop mix, and some other stuff. So you can check it out on, if you just Google Stan Lee and Akira the Dawn, you can find some cool Stan Lee music. He also has a Jack Kirby one, New Gods, featuring Jack Kirby, which is like super sick. So yeah, just like that.
To me, the human aspect of superheroes has always been the most important part. superhero might be extra strong, or might be able to fly or run as fast as a comet. But unless you care about the superhero's personal life, you're just reading a shallow story. Just because a person has a superpower doesn't mean he might not have the same personal problems that you or I might. Just because a person...
Well, anyway, in conclusion about Stan Lee.
In conclusion, you know, he helped create an awesome fictional fucking universe and keep it going for a long fucking time that I absolutely adore and love living in, and not just me, millions of other fucking people at this point. Now everyone's fallen in love with the Marvel Universe through the movies. And that's fucking awesome accomplishment and a hell of a run. And Godspeed Stan Lee, over the Rainbow Bridge. Yeah, like I said, he had a great fucking run. Good job.
Yeah. Now I want to make Stan Lee the movie.
StanLee the movie. Well, start working on it. Right. You gotta do some lot of research though. You need to like do a lot of research.
The true story of...
There's some funny stories. There's some really funny.
Two-dimensional. You want a three-dimensional superhero who lives and breathes and worries and experiences things just the way you and I do, except for the fact that he or she has a superpower.